Another day of our study of Upanishads. Yes, wonderful Shwethashwathara Upanishad study going on. I think we will try to do the last two mantras today, with which the third chapter will be concluded. Let's see. Let us do our Medha Suktam, Narayana Suktam for invoking Mother Saraswati and Bhagavan Narayana for 7-8 minutes. A little common sense thought, Sankalpa, Upanishad Adhyanam, all in Bhakti Shraddha meditative mode. ॐ अथ मेधा सूक्तम् ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवम् ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ मेधा देवी जुषमाणा न आगाद्विश्वासी भद्रा सुमनस्य माना त्वया जुष्टानुदमाना दुरुक्तान् बृहद्वदेव विदथे सुवीराः त्वया जुष्टऋषिर्भवति देवी त्वया ब्रह्मा गतश्री ऋतत्वया त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्व द्रविणो न मेधे मेधां म इन्द्रो दधातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधां मे अश्विनावुभावा धत्तां पुष्करस्रजा अप्सरासु चया मेधा गन्धर्वेषु चयन्मनः दैवीं मेधा सरस्वती सा मां मेधा सुरभिर्जुषतागस्वाहा आमां मेधा सुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णा जगति जगम्या ऊर्जस्वती पयसा पिन्वमाना सा मां मेधा सुप्रतीका जुषन्ताम् मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि अग्निस्तेजो दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयीन्द्र इन्द्रियं दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि सूर्यो भ्राजो दधातु ॐ हंस हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंसः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ नारायण सूक्तम् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं विश्वशम्भुवं विश्वं नारायणं देवमक्षरं परमं पदं विश्वतः परमान्नित्यं विश्वं नारायणगं हरिं विश्वमेवेदं पुरुषस्तद्विश्वमुपजीवति पतिं विश्वस्यात्मेश्वरगुं शाश्वतगुं शिवमच्युतं नारायणं महाज्ञेयं विश्वात्मानं परायणं नारायणपरो ज्योतिरात्मा नारायणः परः नारायण परं ब्रह्म तत्त्वं नारायण परः नारायण परो ध्याता ध्यानं नारायण परः यच्च किञ्चित् जगत् सर्वं दृश्यते श्रूयतेऽपि वा अन्तर्बहिश्च तत्सर्वं व्याप्य नारायण स्थितः अनन्तमव्ययं कविगं समुद्रेऽन्तं विश्वशम्भुवम् पद्मकोशप्रतीकाशगं हृदयं चाप्यधोमुखम् अधो निष्ट्यावितस्त्यान्तेनाभ्यामुपरि ज्वालमालाकुलं भाति विश्वस्यायतनं महत् सन्ततगं शिलाभिस्तुलम्बत्याकोशसन्निभं तस्यान्ते सुशिरगं सूक्ष्मं तस्मिन् सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं तस्य मध्ये महानग्निर्विश्वार्चिर्विश्वतो मुखः सोऽग्रभुग्विभजन् तिष्ठन्नाहारमजरः कविः तिर्यगोर्ध्वमदशायीरश्मयस्तस्य सन्तता सन्तापयति स्वं देहमापादतलमस्तकः तस्य मध्ये वह्निशिखा अनीयो ऊर्ध्वा व्यवस्थितः नीलतो यदमध्यस्तात् विद्युल्लेखेव भास्वरा नीवारशोकवत्तन्वी पीताभास्वत्यणुपमा तस्या शिखाया मध्ये परमात्मा व्यवस्थितः स ब्रह्म स शिवः स हरिः सेन्द्र सोऽक्षर परमः स्वराट् ऋतगं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्तिः 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 Friends, good that this much of Veda Mantra Parayanam, this much of Upanishad Adhyanam minimum we are doing, of which so many beautiful benefits are there, that we are in touch with the Shastras, with the Rishi Parampara, with the Lord, with the truth, with our Sanatana Dharma. Then information also, at least we are gathering. Some of us becoming knowledgeable also. Some are doing sadhana too. And then this keeps up that Rishi Parampara further. That's our contribution to the Rishi Parampara and also our Shastra Parampara, isn't it? And then if little of this prachara for this is done, more people can join. That also is great seva, isn't it? That thing, people should have that feel of initiative, inspiration, that this program is happening beautiful. Let maximum people join. With that drushti, if some initiative prachara is taken up, keeping away all inhibitions, all feelings, then that is the added contribution. All that goes a long way. Somehow the Lord has chosen us. Good. We are thankful to Paramatma. So good. Every day these chantings will continue for some time. Maybe after some time, the Rigveda Parayana, which we stopped after 7 mandalams, we may start it. Friends, in today's common sense thought, one, two, three things. First thing is purity to the core. We have to seek first in our heart, that I must be purer than the purest, immaculate, that even a trace of impurity of any sort of the attitudes or the intentions or the misunderstandings, misinterpretations, nothing should be there in our heart. Khali, absolutely pure. We have to seek our heart, because where there is purity, there alone the place for divinity. है ना? है ना? Cleanliness is next to godliness, like they say. So sthula rupena, sukshma rupena also. Where there is pavitrata, there alone can be divyata. So seek it in that prayer to the Lord and our effort also. Right? In that, what first thing can be is what? Purity, truthfulness in our speech. Right? That's what the two words in uh, we chant in that Shanno Mitra mantra of Taittiriya Upanishad. Very, very beautiful. That can be remembered every day. Rutam vadishyami, Satyam vadishyami. These two things. You know, let me not speak unrutam. Let me speak only rutam. Let me not speak asatyam. Let me speak satyam. Once rutam and satyam is spoken, our responsibility is over perfectly. Then we'll not be questioned by anyone. Not speaking also is not right. Speaking anrutam asatyam also is not right. Speak rutam satyam. Our job is over. The Lord is pleased. How the people interpret it, that is their maturity, immaturity. What we can do. So, from my speech, my mind, what is said by the Shastras, that is called as Rutam, O Lord, that alone express. बाकी आपने जो कहा through Shastra, I have spoken that. Now it is your responsibility for the consequence of it. It is not my job. So that Rutam Satyam should be held very strongly. Many a times what happens, we know the what is Rutam Satyam, but coming under some obligation because we depend on somebody for something that we compromise with it. If not totally compromise, we dilute it. By that, we remove the power of it. The Satyata ka ya Rutam ka. Come what may. Rutam Satyam alone I'll speak. For that, anything is to be lost or the gross things to be given up, I am ready. This is the pariksha in Rutam Satyam. Then, in which we have to be successful. Then only the ultimate Rutam, the ultimate Satyam, the truth will be revealed to us. Otherwise, the truth says, in your speech and vyavahara, you are untruthful. Then how can I, the truth, the ultimate, can reveal to you? You don't deserve. The Paramasatya cannot be revealed to the one who is Asatya Anruta in his Vyavahar. And we are attached to people, we get something from the people, we come under that obligation, then we take shelter of Anrutam Asatyam. This is not a true sadhaka's lakshya. And both of them, speaking Anrutam also is a habit for convenience, for making people favorable to us, worldly people. This is very bad. And equally true is speaking truth should be our habit, which is tough because every day, every time, the tests come to speak the truth. And then there will be temptations also कि थोड़ा झूठ बोल लें तो ये फायदा होता, चलो बोल लेते, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, थोड़ा सही तो है ना. So in that way temptation comes every moment. Conquering the temptation, speaking truth. As it is said in English, call a spade a spade. That's it. That's the beautiful sadhana, isn't it? But then slowly we have to start doing it. To begin with, we can be very tender, very compassionate, very kind in choosing the words, but speaking truth only. Satyam bruyat priyam. Speak satyam but priya rupena. And thereafter, that effort also to speak in a priya rupena need not be there. Naturally, it will express. Why there should be any coloring to the truth? Isn't it? Truth stands on its own. Therefore, speak the truth. That's it. See the clarity in the mind. See the freedom which we get if we are habituated to the true speaking. अब सारे झूठ बोलने वाले उसके बाद हमसे डरेंगे. They won't come near to us, dare not come near us. So, this is one purity. We spoke about purity to the core. About the in that, out of many things, first thing we have spoken about is the truthfulness, Satyam and Arrutam. Like that, so many are there. Think about them. Today's first thought is that. Second one is very essential today in continuation of our evening yesterday's introduction in the Tulsi Ramayan class is key before anybody questions us, including God and Guru, we have to question ourselves. And three things. Am I Adhyatmic Sadhak or not? Point question one. Two, if not, what are the things which are pulling me away from being an Adhyatmic Sadhaka? Third, therefore, to be a Sadhaka, what I have to do? What are the Sadhaka Lakshanas? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of them we have to write. And please remember, as it is said, Uddhared Atmana Atmanam, it is we only we have to do consciously our Uddharana little by little. Just because you can see when we are not doing it, nobody also is doing it for us. God is there in his own Vaikuntha Kailash. Guru Maharaj is there in his own ashram. The Prime Minister, Chief Minister, the ministers are there in their own freely obtained koti Ambedkar enjoy kar rahe. Nobody is interested in our Uddhara. Then who should be? It is I only, no? So that feeling of guilt, regret that ayo, I am not spiritual seeker, hona chahiye. From that only, no, I want to be. That Shubhecha will come. If the Shubhecha that I want to be Adhyatmika Sadhaka comes, then question one by one. Where am I listening to the Shastras? Where am I doing the study of Shastras? Where am I doing the Manana Chintana of this Shastra given Jnanam? Where am I putting my due efforts to remember that Jnanam? Then where am I trying to implement that Jnanam? And while wanting to implement it, all my antakarana, my vyavahara is absolutely opposite to it. Am I observing it? Am I preparing myself at every upadhi level to become fit for, qualified for, successful in practicing what Adhyatmika Jnanam I gained through the listening, study, mananam of the Shastras? Have I managed my Sharira Upadhi? Have I managed most importantly my Indriya Upadhi? And most importantly, the Mana Upadhi. The whole devil is mind only. In that, how much of the interest, how much of the desires, how much of the feelings only for the worldly things, only for the worldly experiences, only for the worldly beings. Is not that my job to set that mind of mine? Should not that mind intellect integrated be trained in such a way that I am spiritual all the time? Who will do it for me? मेरे अंदर वो ख्वाहिश नहीं है तो कौन कर सकता है? मेरे अंदर वो इच्छा नहीं है, मेरे अंदर वो संकल्प नहीं है, मेरे अंदर वो प्रयत्न नहीं है, तो who will do? है कि नहीं? If there is a temple in the town, who will push me to go to the temple? It is I who have to. If there is a Sant Mahatma who has come in our town, who will push me to go to him? Who has got any zarurat? Is it not I that I have to recognize it and go? Who is interested in my getting some upadesha or diksha from the Mahatmas? And whose jarurat it is for doing the sadhana of that, for clearing all questions or doubts? Many of us even don't ask the questions, doubts also to the Mahatmas as to why I am not seeker, what I have to do. On the other hand, we don't give a chance to that Mahatma also to tell us you are going in wrong direction, wasting your time in all nonsense. अब देखो भाई, इतने चीजों में हम फंसे रहते हैं, तो then how to come out? We have to be introspective. Why inhibitions? Why hesitations? If some are the non-positives are there, put the effort to come out of them. Take the help, isn't it? The Mahatmas have nothing but goodwill, prema, karuna, other than guiding us spiritually. What motive or intention or purpose they have in mind? Nothing. तो आस्क, मैं क्या करूं, पूछना चाहिए, मैं ये कर रहा, फिर सुनो उनको, फिर प्रैक्टिस करो. बी हम्बल देयर, बी सरेंडर्ड देयर. This humbleness to listen, surrender to practice what is said is there, then quickly we come out of our own inhibitions, negativities, worldlinesses, and enter into the Adhyatmikata. All in all, Uddhared Atmana Atmana. है ना? बीती जाए उमर यारे. What good health conveniences today I have, I may not have tomorrow, day after. So is it not my kartavya that I have to use that today to the best of my abilities for the greatest of the purpose? Think about it. This is the very, very important thought for the day. It is I will have to introspect and observe the bhuta in my own mind of worldliness. है ना? The Mahamaya, Mahamari, Mahamaya. Take the help of God through prarthana, Guru through guidance, other friends for the inspiration, etc. Such people. Don't have those people as friends who take you only away from satsanga, you only away from sadhana. ये तो उल्टा हो गया. Seeing you, the regular satsangi, others should got get inspired and come. Instead, seeing them, you get inspired and leave the satsang and go. Here then you are denying Bhagavat Krupa. You are denying your own personal Adhyatmic Pragati. And there is no end to it unless we put an end. Underline this sentence. There is no end to worldliness unless we put an end to it. And there's nobody to push us to begin the spirituality unless we take it up. And nobody can help us in continuing. Rather, everybody will cause some obstructions. It is we have to be relentless, continuous, in spite of all obstacles. ये अंदर का जो चैलेंज है, ये सब जीतना पड़ता है. Then only spirituality. Two things are discussed. And the last one is what? Ki therefore, whatever the sublime Adhyatmic sadhanas, take it up. Mainly the Shastra, Shravanadhyena, Manana Chintana, spare time, spare mind for that. And that time and that mind at that time should be exclusively only for that. Not allowing anything outer to disturb or distract. Master that 1 or 2 hours every day. If you are here in the class for 1 hour, 1 or 2 more hours, which is minimum. Then, if you give freedom to me to say, then what other 20 hours you are doing other than nonsense? But we can't be like that. Therefore, very simply, sweetly, we say to begin with at least 3 hours. You have to think why 3 only, why is not 6, why not 10? What else I have to do? Isn't it? Just give the work to all people, pay money, throw money, get the work done, and you use your time for sadhana. In this way, you can purchase time with money. People say you can't purchase the time. This way, you can purchase. For everything, you need not do or go. If you can afford, give money, get the work done. And if not, whichever the works that can be avoided, which are of very gross nature, minimum beneficial, you need not do it. Because you have to do the sublime sadhanas, deeper sadhanas, inner sadhanas. And don't be stupid and nonsense to justify, स्वामी जी मैं पौधों में भी भगवान को देखता हूँ और कुत्ते में भी भगवान को देखता हूँ, इसलिए मेरे 2 घंटे पौधे में जाते हैं, 2 घंटे कुत्ते के साथ जाते हैं. दिस इज स्टूपिडिटी एंड नॉनसेंस, justifying only. It's just sheer waste of time. With such people, become very difficult for the teachers and gurus to manage. Are bhai, where is your inner deep meditation going beyond panchakoshas and dhyana? And where is your पौधे में पानी डालते हुए justify कर रहे हो? अब देखते हैं people become sentimental. इसका मतलब मैं पौधे में भगवान को नहीं देखूं क्या? कुत्ते में भगवान को नहीं देखूं क्या? You will become पौधा and कुत्ता only. See that? How we cheat ourselves. And that pseudo knowledge that everything is God, we use to justify and shut the mouth of our gurus. When they say, stop all these meaningless works, become deeper introverted in your sadhana. Okay? So, this is the third one. Higher, deeper sadhana. Spare time ruthlessly for it. Nothing, nobody is important for life. And you see, how we are neglected, humiliated, insulted, not respected at all by the people and the world who are worldly. And to those people you give so much value, importance, and respect under obligation, and you call you are the Bhakta of Bhagwan. इतना बुजदिल होता है क्या भगवान के भक्त एंड स्पिरिचुअल सीकर? इतना कॉम्प्रोमाइजिंग हो सकते हैं क्या आध्यात्मिक साधक? It is we should not care them so that they respect us. If not, get lost. I am on my right path. I am on my path of spiritual realization. It's the highest occupation. Ready I am to sacrifice everything for it. This is how we have to become stronger inside. Otherwise, with all blessings from all the gurus and the Lord in all forms, still they are failures because of our these nonsense or these all stupidities. How long it is? याद रखो एक दिन, अब आप गुरु को छोड़ रहे हो, एक दिन गुरु छोड़ दिए माना आपको, भगवान छोड़ देते हैं, फिर ऐसे भटकोगे. इट्स नॉट कर्स, दैट्स हाउ द लाइफ इज, दैट्स हाउ द वर्ल्ड इज. है ना? लीव द लॉर्ड, लीव द गुरु, लीव द शास्त्र, लीव सत्संग. व्हाट सपोर्ट यू हैव? बोलो. अब थोड़ा पुण्य का फल चल रहा है, therefore everything is going on good, but nothing is permanent. So these are the three things today. Om, 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 Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ॐ सुकृतेऽधिकृते बहुधा भवतो भविता समदर्शनलालसता अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय मां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं. ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणेव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्ति सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वध्यात्मिक प्रगति अस्मिन् सनातन धर्म संस्थापकानाम् अस्माकं स निरन्तरं दिग्विजयः श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिराणां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा तपस्या प्रार्थनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूल निर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हिन्दव संस्कृतेः सुसम्प्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्म पुरुषार्थ प्रतिष्ठा द्वारा विश्व संरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थं अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवद्देवता गुरुशास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा माता पितृ देश धर्म सनातन धर्म भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः पारायणम् अध्ययनं श्री आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत मोक्षार्थमयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Om Atha Tritiyodyayah. Friends, in the chapter 3 out of 21 mantras, 19th mantra, up to that, we have seen in that 19th mantra, through the seeming contradictions, the highest truth is conveyed to us. That's why the most often quoted mantra by Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavan in many other his commentaries. And by this shloka, the mystical, sublime glory of that Parabrahma Tattva we should try to apprehend to some extent. Apanipado javano grahita pashyatya chakshuhu sashrunotya karnaha savetti vedyam na cha tasyasti vetta tamahuragyam purusham mahantam. Agryam purusham mahantam. He is primordial. He is the cause of everyone, everything. That's the meaning of Agryam. Purusham is, he is the real Purusha. You know, wherever the Paurushatva is expressing, the ability to perform is expressing. At the micro level as well as macro level, all is his only. This is one meaning of Purusha. The other meaning is Purnatva. The other meaning is Purishayanatva. The other meaning is Purna Kamitva. He is the one because of whom everybody's kamanas are Purita. That is the another meaning of Purusha. So कामना पूर्णत्व के कारण पुरुष है, स्वयं पूर्ण होने के कारण पुरुष है, पूरी में रहते हैं इसलिए पुरुष है. And whatever the purushartha that's happening in the world, whether it is a tree giving beautiful flowers or fruits, or an animal running, or a human intelligently working, or a planet moving in its own orbit, or the entire solar system is moving in the space towards the black hole, whatever is happening in this whole universe, All of that is his Purushartha. Right? Agriyam, we explained. Purusham, we explained. Mahantam. He is the greatest. He is the supreme most. There is nobody greater than him. Even to be so, there should be somebody other than him. He is so Mahan that there is no other than him. Nobody. There is nobody other than him. There is a question of somebody being higher than him. And the same thing in 7th chapter Gita is Mattaha Bharataramu Anyatu Kinchit Nast. There is nothing greater than me, equivalent to me, lower than me. That means what? There is nothing other than me. Because if something is there, it would be equal to me or lower to me or higher to me. If all these three possibilities are denied, it means there is nothing other than me. Means I alone have everything. And such Paramatma is the one again said in the first three lines. Apani pada. He has got no pani, no pada in his essential nature. Yes, and for his own play, through his own Maya Shakti, he alone is expressed as all the Pani and all Pada and all the Javanatva and all Gruhitrutva, he only is playing. And basically a Panipada. But for the sport's sake, he brought the Panipada with which he is doing Javanam and Grahanam. Javanaha means movement here and there. Grahita, holding, means the work of the legs and work of the hands. So too, Achakshuhu Akarna. In his pure essential form, no ears, no eyes. Yet he wanted to play. Therefore, he himself with his Shakti, expressing as millions of Chakshu and Karna, through that he alone is listening. He alone is seeing. Relate this mantra to earlier said mantra, 7-8 shlokas back. सहस्र शीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपात. उसको इसको जोड़कर समझ लेना. No, what we said yesterday was the highest meaning. What was the highest meaning to this shloka? That the Paramatma, by being the self of all, by being the self of all, is the one who is doing all perceptions, actions, thinkings, etc. So his seeing is not with the eyes. By being the self only, he is the seer. By being the self only, he is the hearer. By being the self only, he is the feeler, thinker, etc. That's the highest meaning. And while explaining this thought, the limitations in our understandings were told yesterday. That we think seeing is only when there is seer, seen, seeing, triputi is there. But actually, this seeing is conditional because the seeing depends on the seer and the upadhis, so many. Whereas Paramatma's seeing is what? Without any upadhi. And nirupadhika seeing, be attentive. Nirupadhika seeing is nothing but being. सो भगवान देखते हैं क्या? सबको देखते हैं. कैसे देखते हैं? हमारे तरह उपाधियों के द्वारा, अनात्मा के रूप में? नो, परमात्मा सबको देखते हैं बिना उपाधियों का, आत्मा रूप में. दैट इज द देखना ऑफ भगवान. व्हाट इज द भगवान सीइंग? एज हिज ओन सेल्फ. सो टू, क्या भगवान सुनते हैं और हमारे तरह कान के द्वारा अनात्म शब्दों का? नो नो नो, भगवान सुनते हैं. उनको कान नामक माध्यम की जरूरत नहीं है. और जो सुनना है अनात्म रूप से नहीं, आत्म रूप से. Isn't it? So therefore, in the self, all kriyas and all upadhis dissolve. Therefore, for explaining to us, this language is used of Paramatma is Javanaha, is Grahita, is Pashyati, is Shrunoti. For our sake they are said, but actually Paramatma is just the being. है Another way of seeing is what? Krishna Vasudeva ki. He is seeing the world. He is using the upadhis to see the world. And he is the seer. And the beauty of him is what? The seer also is he. The seeing also is he. The seen also is he. And the upadhis with which he sees is he only. A cute example is small children, those who have learned to speak, maybe of the age of even 6 years, 5 years. Khaskar in the houses where only one stupid child is there, and they, out of many other misguidances, do not have second, third children. हम तो कहते हैं हिंदू है, if you can afford, have 10 children. If you can afford 10 children, you must have. Let the dharma sanatana grow. Yeah, then the equality policy will come in the world. Otherwise, don't have children, only Hindus don't have, and the others have, then the whole Rakshasas grow. By the way, that's not the purpose of the explanation. That one child, 6 years, उसको छोड़ दो. कोई अपने माता पिता अपने घर में काम में बिजी है. Mother is cooking, father is busy in work from home work. Nobody. He will be there somewhere in the corner of the room. He will talk. He will talk to himself. He only becomes the teacher and scolds. And he only becomes the student and listens those scoldings. He only becomes the friend. And he only talks to that friend. And he only replies. कभी देखा आपने? Observe करो. So here he is the karta and he is the upadhi and he is the one to whom he is talking also. The child, you can see that many a times it happens. Children do it. And every of us, we also do it. But we don't do it outside with the mouth. That's the only difference. 24 घंटे in mind, what are we doing? हम मुनि ज्ञानी ध्यानी है, ध्याता थोड़ी है हम. बुद्धू है, अपने आप से ही बात करते रहते. Who is there in our mind to whom we continuously talk? Who is it? I am the speaker, I am the listener, and I am the upadhi inside. होता है कि नहीं? What do you mean by continuously thinking? Who is the thinker? What is the thought? And about whom is the thought? All are me only, no? ना स्वामी जी मैं सोच रहा हूँ. You say about whatever. So तुम जो सोच रहे हो और जिस वस्तु के बारे में, all of that is my own self only, no? Isn't it? Our interaction with people in today's world of technology is meager for the whole day. 24 घंटे में कितने घंटे आप लड़ाई करते हो पत्नी से या पति से? Only 1 hour, 2 hour. 20 hours we are talking to ourselves only. Think about it. And there, all the three. The speaker is me. To whom I am speaking is me only. अपना ही मन की दुनिया बनती रहती. Example we are saying, it is Paramatma ke liye, when he expresses as the world, the seer, seen, seeing, for him all of them are he only. So here achakshu akarna means there is no chakshu and karana as a separate instruments to him. They also are him only. Therefore in him, Atmanubhuti alone is going on in the form of Anatma Grahanam, or that which is like an Anatma Grahanam to you and I is an Atmanubhuti only to him, where he is Pashyati, Shrunati, Ityadi. That's a very powerful mantra, this one. Apanipada Javana Grahita. Pashyati Achakshu. Shrunati Akarna. Then Saveti Vedyam. He is the one who knows everything. It is the Antakarana Upadika Kama. Without the Manaha Ityadi. Saveti Vedyam without Manaha. And then Nacha Tasya Asti Veta. There is nobody to know him because there is nobody other than him. Then tamahuragyam purusham puranam, tamahuragyam purusham mahantam. How many times this mantra has to be contemplated for deeper feeling, deeper understanding, deeper going inside. In that effort only, all tamasha goes away. The tamasha is the reality given to the wave at the cost of water. Reality given to the Rupa Nama, whether it is gross or at the thought level, at the cost of substratum. Other than the substratum, Sat Chit Brahma, where is mind? Where are thoughts? Where are the contents of the thoughts? Whether they are objects or people or emotions or understandings, they are all the contents of the thoughts. The contents of the thoughts, the source of the thought called like the mind, where are all of them other than the pure Satchit? Isn't it? Where is that Vigraha's hand other than gold, legs other than the gold, head other than the gold? In that Vigraha, where is anything other than gold? And where is not the gold? See that? Same way, where is anything other than Satchit Brahma? And where the Satchit Brahma is not? Where is anything else? Remove the Sat and Chit. Can anything exist? No, instead of giving that value to the Sat Chit, we have given value to this Rupa Nama, caught up in that. Gone. Isn't that? Like in life, those who don't value their family, their siblings, brothers, etc., sisters, don't value their own parents, and value the other outer worldly nonsense, they are gone case. Isn't it? जिनको वैल्यू करने आप नहीं करोगे अपने गुरुओं को, those who mentors, who are our mentors, if you don't value them, gone. Same way, instead of valuing the Satchit Paramatma, which is so imminent every moment in everything, the never existing, the expressions in the form of continuously modifying Rupanam, you are giving value to them. Think about it. यही माया है, यही मोह है. For example, a person is there in front of us. In that person, every corner the Brahma Tattva alone is there, concealed by expression of that person with his personality. We have to refuse and reject to see that person and personality, see the divine first. That's the meaning of Devo Bhava. Matru Devo Bhava. She is not a woman, gave birth to you. It is the divinity only. That divinity is not sentimental, not emotional. That is a low level. The pure Sat Vastu is expressing in the form of that woman, whom I am calling as mother, from whom this Sharira came. Isn't it? Is the father. Pitru Devo Bhava. Pure Sadvastu alone is expressing in this form. Acharya Devo Bhava. The pure Sadvastu, the Devata, Parabrahma, alone is expressing Acharya. Other than these three, everything else is included in the word Atithi, Atithi Devo Bhava. Isn't it? That substratum we have devalued totally, and we just have given value to that expressions of Rupanam. And in that also, instead of at least following those mandatory rules, regulations of respects and reverences and loves and acceptances, there also we have faltered. First mistake is not recognizing the truth. Second mistake is wrongly relating. When you do mistake after the mistake, if not misery, how can happiness come? अपाणिपादो जवनो गृहीता पश्यत्य चक्षुः शृणोत्य कर्णः स वेत्ति वेद्यं न च तस्यास्ति वेत्ता तमाहुरग्र्यं पुरुषं महान्तम्. What a beautiful slokas. What great are our Upanishadic mantras, if we have the right guidance received, not given only, to see them, to study them, to understand them. Guidances are given to us such a long time, but we have to receive those guidances to see through the words, see through the mantras, the truth. Tamahuраgram Purusham Mahantam Kimcha. Now, only through the Atma Anubhuti that all the dukkha, all the bandhana, all the limitation, all samsara, all moha misery goes once for all. Telling this meaning is a beautiful penultimate mantra 20. Let us chant it 3 times. Om Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan Atma Guhayam Nitosya Jantoh Tamakritum Pashyati Vitashokaha धातु प्रसादान महिमानमीशम. फिर से अनोरणीयान महतो महीयान आत्मा गुहायाम नीतोस्य जंतोः तमक्रतुम पश्यति वीतशोकः धातु प्रसादान महिमानमीशम. अगेन अनोरणीयान महतो महीयान आत्मा गुहायाम निहितोस्य जंतोः तम अक्रतुम पश्यति वीतशोकः धातु प्रसादान महिमानम ईशम. So, literal meaning and meaning with the Bhashyam. And all of that is about the self and the realization of the true self and its consequences. Nature of the self, qualifications to know the self, the technique of knowing the self. These are the 5 topics that are discussed in the Upanishads. Self, nature of the self, consequences to if you know the self, how to know the self, what are the preparations. Preparations to know the self, knowing the self, result of knowing the self, nature of the self, and the presence of the self. आत्मा है, इस स्वरूप लक्षण वाला है, जानने से यह फल मिलेगा, इस तरह जाना जाता है, उसके लिए ये योग्यताएं हैं, क्वालिफिकेशन. These are the 5 things all Upanishads exhaustively talk about. So this mantra talks about again some more glory of the self, and then when this self is known, the consequences, the benefits. Right, friends? First point. Anoho aniyan. This Paramatma is Anu, then the Anu. Smaller than the smallest. Subtler than the subtlest. Microer than the microest. Means there is nothing subtler, smaller, micro than this. So in the measurements language, if you go into the Anu, Paramanu, micro, whatever the subtlest level, that is this Paramatma. Anu Aniya. By saying this, he is said to be the Sukshma to Sukshma. There is nothing Sukshma than this. And Sukshma मिलकर ही स्थूल बनता है. Therefore, he alone is even expressing as Stula. Because he is Sukshma ati Sukshma. And that is why in the next same breath it is said Mahato Mahiyan. He is the bigger than the biggest also. There cannot be anything bigger, higher, greater than it. So this Anu and Mahat Parimanas in any language you talk. And size you talk. Longevity you talk. Abilities you talk. Possessions you talk. Qualities you talk. Strength you talk. अणु से अणु शक्ति भी उनका है, महान से महान शक्ति. अणु से अणु धन भी उनका है, महान से महान धन भी उनका है ना. अणु से अणु साइज भी वही है, महान से महान weight भी वही है. In whichever the parameters you measure something, the measurements ranging from micro to the macro all belong to him. By saying this, what is said? Again, same thing. Ki there is nothing other than him in reality. He alone is expressing. As Anu se Anu, Mahan se Mahan. And in the initial days of our listenings, these things appear to be impossible, seeming contradictions. But as we keep on listening, then the understandings, acceptances start happening. है ना? Like a blade of grass also belonging to plant kingdom. And the huge gigantic Vatavruksha with so many secondary branches and all also belongs to same Vatavruksha, to the same plant kingdom. Isn't it? तो अणु से अणु भी वही है, महान से महान भी वही. अणोरणीयान महतो महीयान. He alone is there. And who is he? Atma, the self of all of us. So the self in me is Anoraniyan Mahatamahiyan, or that which is the Anu se Anu hai, Mahan se Mahan hai, that is called Atma, and that is me. Anoraniyan Mahatamahiyan Atma. And where is me? Guhayam Nitaha Asya Jantoho. Asya Jantoho, of this being. Which being? All of us. Nitam Guhayam, in the cave of the heart, is very much hidden, seated. Yes, Nihitam Guhayam. Janto, Asya Jantoho Guhayam Nihitam. है ना? Whenever you use the word Guha in general also, it means that so many things you have to cross in between. है ना? Like कोई गुफा में जा रहा है तो पहाड़ जंगल में कोई पहाड़ के अंदर गुहा होता है. सो पहाड़ में गुहा है, जंगल में पहाड़ है, नदी के उस तरफ जंगल है और नदी से इस तरफ भी जंगल है. एंड बिफोर दैट इज द आउटस्कर्ट्स, बिफोर दैट इज द टाउन, एंड इन द टाउन इन सम सेंट्रल प्लेस इन माय हाउस आई एम caught up. So as to reach to that guha, we have to come out of our house, go on to the road, go to the outskirts of the town, swim across the river, go into the deep jungle, reach to that pahad, and then Guha. In that also, Guha again very deep. That's the meaning of Guha. In the same way, here also, same thing. Guhaya means the extreme outer world in which we involve. Is like being staying in our own house. Then from that outer house, extreme outer life or world, coming to become antarmukha is like we going out of our house, crossing all the township and going to the outskirts. Then having become antarmukha, going beyond each of the layers of annamaya, pranamaya, ityadi is crossing the river, going through the jungle, going into that pahad. And that pahad is our own Vijnanamaya Kosh, the Buddhi. And Buddhi not what we use outside. Buddhi, how it functions inside. Where the Jnata is Utpanna. And Jnata, the knower. And how I am knowing it? Because I am conscious individual. So what is that pure consciousness minus individuality? That is called as Aham Vritti Rahita Chitta. Chitta with Aham Vritti is Chidavasa. Chitta with Aham Vritti is Chidavasa. Aham Vritti with Chidavasa is Jnata. And that Jnata with the Upadhis is Jiva. And that is you and I. So who am I? A Jiva. In me, what are the components? Dehendra Prana Manobuddhi Upadhis. Then the ability to know, which is called as Chidabhasa Bhasa, along with the knower. So I am the knower. That is a thought. This thought I, how am I becoming knower? Because of the reflection of consciousness as knowing ability. चैतन्य ज्ञान शक्ति के रूप में अहम वृत्ति में प्रतिबिंब होता है. वो अहम वृत्ति इस प्रतिबिंबित चैतन्य जिसको अब हम ज्ञान शक्ति कहते हैं, ही इज कॉल्ड द चिदाभास युक्त अहम. ये कैनॉट रिमेन इंडिपेंडेंट विदाउट द उपाधि of स्थूल सूक्ष्म. With them is called now as jiva. जिस जीवा with स्थूलोपाधि in जागृत, सूक्ष्मोपाधि in स्वप्न, कारणोपाधि is in sushupti, give up all the upadhis, he knows himself to be conscious self only. So these are all the beautiful Vedantic mantras, explanations. So, guhayam nihitaha, that is what we are trying to say. Anavradiyaan, mahatmahiyan, atma se jantoho nihito guhayam. Then, who will see this Paramatma Tattva that is said to us here? Ki tamam, that Paramatma ko akratum, who is kraturahita, which will be told to us in the Bhashya, pashyati vita shokaha. है ना? So, tam akratum pashyati, then vita shokaha bhavati. This mantra can be seen both of ways. One, Vita Shoka is equal to Vita Raga Dvesha Kama Krodhadi Durguna. When somebody is free from all of this, then he is able to see that Paramatma. Other meaning is what? Tam akratum pashyati Vita Shokaha. To that akratu Paramatma Tattva, whoever has awakened to realizes, he becomes Vita Shokaha, freed from all the samsara. Shoka is one expression. It means all dukkha, all limitation, all samsara. And how one can see him? Dhatu prasadat. When the prasannata, prasada, kripa, anugraha of the dhata is there. This dhatu prasadaha, kripa of the Lord, three meanings Bhagavan Adi Shankara in his Bhashya he will give, we will thoroughly study it. Dhatu prasadat mahimanam isham. The Mahima Yukta Ishvara Rupi, that Paramatma Tattva who is there in the guha of everyone, who is Anoho Aniyan, Mahato Mahiyan, he can be realized by Dhatu Prasada. When he is realized, Vita Shokaha, samsara is fully, completely transcended. And beautiful Bhashyam. Tomorrow, Sri Ramanavami day, we will study that with Sri Rama Kripa. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnas Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu Shruti Matre Namaha. Please join for some study of Gita.